Good afternoon, Mrs. Kauna.
Good
Mipla olgera binikam lo wan pla bung lo now lo Kerawagi Lutheran Church I bung na oliboki man pla Amamas Day long partnership. Na you two ikam tasol you no belong here lo Kerawagi you come lo Morma na osimanem. You story liglig long you come up lo Morma or Mama Papa Uzaid na kanosem.
Okay, thank you. Yomi mi kam lo Moroma narapla nipla seket Holy Trinity seket tasol mi stop long Jiwaka district. Mi kam lo one pla Lutheran family. Papa blomi first man long Moroma village lo go antap lo Kewamu ko adisla Bible school. So I one pla first man go school long hap na bien go down lo right finger na come up one pla kind of same teacher blong Bible school. Now I'm go walk or sell lo Jiwaka, and then that's where Mama blomi block Kerawagi na emi all missionary olika finsapen olika no line talk place kote school na all marking tupla na tupla maret na that's where was me come up lo strong plan Lutheran background. So tupla stop tupla sa school mi pla lo Christian principles na mi pla bring up lo Islam na mi got 5 pla brother sister na mi third born na mi married to Germany too. Na mi one pla vocational school teacher. Me teach, that's all me looking was me got plenty problem where me plan need lo working inside lo community, na district blomi, na province blomi, na country blomi. That's where me teach 10 years that's all na me come out, na me work was kind of self-educator or kind of bungi mol mama, me looking was plenty mama, you know got school long, cooking good plakai kai do, only got good plakai kai. That's all only is preparing good, so me schooling all. Na mi pla try mo sen lo year 2000 work inside the community, try to keep him community clean, teach him health and hygiene, good pla lo way blo cooking good pla kai this pla kai na then gradually me reach out na mi go inside the church. I got church bung about and me teach him all Mary lo working good pla kai. I think lo 2019 and big pla conference lo pastors lo Papua New Guinea. Olevim lo Kewamu ke mi teachim all Jiwaka district all get a second lo preparing kai. So only been preparing lo this la big pla boom. So awesome garden kai that's all must prepare him good in a hygienic way na prepare him na cook lo different methods using variety of foods and this pla kind. And then me attach me work partnership one time health program lo inside lo water and sanitation. Okay, lo agriculture, me work inside lo food security, gisim ginger, turmeric, one something me plagat lo place, stop to salon mama na all young pla, all youths, all no clear. So any general population all got interest lo lining and me put in training na me lining all. So all working all spice, all put him lo garden house and kai all prepare him. Na all kai all look out him all yet na mi plagat one pla water supply OC them funding run through and then now mi plagat one pla ausik where hope worldwide look out him where me yet me be look out him too na mi pla work one time na me work as trainer schooling all nutrition lo all get a half lo chimbu na all in training lo UNICEF inside lo early childhood education na infant young child feeding na some of this like kind. But basically me running or training lo teach him na empowering or online lo outline. It doesn't matter whether lo Lutheran or Catholic or narapla denomination, so long as he get need all asking me lo serim sawe na skills and me go na me teach him all. Na plenty time and me work one time Catholic inside lo Catholic schools. Now yet me also admin officer na finance officer blo one program blo global fund blo TB na HIV/AIDS. So World Vision is a principal recipient and Hope Worldwide one NGO organization and based lo Mosby na em sa work. So this la organization and sub-recipient. So mi pla implementing this pla program lo chimbu long preventing this pla TB na HIV/AIDS. So mi look at the office pro lo chimbu na now mi pla work osem so mi pla stop long up.
Na the local sem you want like development officer.
Yeah,
or place about here.
Yes.
You know work to Maslow town. I think you work more on village level.
Yes.
Na I'm good pala. Sem na tu you who's the funding you or you yet you charge him all long time only working course.
All right, lo display got different ways lo training. Sampla mi looking was them only got need or community got need only kan em kaite stop lo place. So all me no need lo charge him all training fees. Me to gipla bring him all kata kaige blipla kam. Okay, all carry me kam na all buy mo sa oil or salt and lily all ina lo kisi me to him all contribute. Na only contribute na mi pla buy this la something na working recipe so we more working recipe. So actually me got kind of some 1 week training 5 pla days and misa so we more 5 pla recipe 5 pla recipe lo 1 pla day. So by the end of a week and 5 pla days and 25 pla recipes and misa so we more. So and depends suppose where all church request or community where you got need through now giving me request then me running training blog for free. Na sampla hub where me na location funding lo em or lo health department lo section blog lo nutrition. Yes, and we can and me apply or me like inside lo one me program belong all nutrition. You got some community trainings or me got some fundings for this plan and me running training. So some also me running lo Kewamu, lo Moroma, lo Miunde, and me running some Pinis lo district na area belong me. Okay, me running also lo Narapla districts lo Chimbu to also Sine Chuave and Mr. Ronim. You got Narapla funding too and Mr. Kisim also helping me play and the site long agriculture lo food security. So me line more especially the site long processing na preserving or kaike also working peanut butter, tapioca all growing all can working flour na storing na using long time you got need long or different recipes using tapioca kind of some cassava wanimia or lotok place Ghana or call him gari. So this place me play walking na me play story mosem for a porridge or kind of some oats na about me play story me stop na preserving stuff na all can kaike na karami gola school because me looking was them papa ni gini me play got plant kaike lo garden tasol sawaya and salt na me play sa like lo using good on this plakaike. So me based long was thinking blomi lo helping mo larapla long using this pla good plakaike or got lo garden lo cooking good long holiet lo kaikai want them family na salim too na working on some special kind of ingredients or some all got all abus or this like kind only can working ginger or chili or garlic or honey and only got penis long or some all spice or some all thymes all herbs all get us something we got but it's just that all know it's how we all using. So that when me go inside na me help him all working good na improving taste pro kaikai na quality appearance pro kaikai. So I think me working good inside long all get a church long one Karawagi or Juaka and planty time or also I'll give him asking me to go work him training or some I think planty mama or kissing school blow me pin. So me train him all TOTs. TOTs means the same trainer of trainers. So all must go back na teach him long second or Paris belong all area belong all yet. So all then all go teach inside the church or family na this like So yeah, fundings and make him also like display. And then UNICEF and look so long work blomi long also work inside the communities where me now come up with someone trainer blood training all infant young child feeding IYCF infant young child feeding was me got plenty social problems lo one me Papua New Guinea na me got also me no clear lo nutrients na one something and kaike and help him body also developing body blow beginning and plan no clear so I want la training ikam na misa teaching or Mary or cancel Mary or church kind of same or head Mary or say young pla iken igona kisim display information na igona teaching more narapla that's where me training more so how also beginning from the conception to what I call him 1,000 days the windows of opportunity the years of opportunity and this land is teaching more mama also this time and you can come up with one kind man or Mary this la beginning how you bring him up in this plan inside the Lutheran too and me training more Mary pastors because me so awesome all this stuff all in planting line stuff so time all Mary pastor or kesim sila training all by training more narapla inside the congregation or wherever they go so we give him all certificate too
now who's that the training trainer who's that in training you kisim sila all kita sabelo who's that dia
okay this la training awesome and me awesome me at been one vocational teacher me teach also me at the community teacher yeah so me kisim sila training blow me also me losing work teacher one the man blow me na me to plus talo place also me looking need also me got need lo working so me applying this la skills blow me na me teaching all narapla lo improving living standard blow so for 20 years me work inside a community blow me na me working this la work teaching nati go like last year program blow global fund ikam na now me work one time hope na Mr. la office lo mingendi but still Mr. we agriculture only got me also my lead trainer blow along side the food security so I'll bring all get a mama come and me training all the working all recipes na all food preservation na this like kind so we more basic baking all scones or like something else there
all get a hablo papan gini masih got man I boss no kind of symbol you got this like you got boss who said the boss blow you
boss blow me
oh you yet your boss blow you the story
okay yeah me put him God he go pass all get something the life blow me all right lo one me mosem pastor me okay this la work no got one plan man and boss and me yet me manage life blow me yet na put the time blow me lo working on this la community work okay now since last year time hope and employ me as one me finance admin officer blow this la program and now all look out to me now say me work na me stop ananit long but me also me stop free long every more this la narapla programs me stop na running me and me work running me
time you round lo kind place na working course you talking Papua New Guinea now we got plenty heavy or plenty worry you looking arula heavy too na you enough lo making one of something time you looking one can having
this la emosem Papua New Guinea me got plenty social problems stuff and plenty social problems stuff emosem all man me plan on managing time lo me play good na me got this la I don't care attitude and stuff and stuff so plenty time osem by you looking osem all man Mary all can improving life long all living standard long all but all you know osem this la me talk I don't care attitude stuff now only no care because every time was summer all get a time all you know worry by know at winter you know got one man about so all the stuff tasol na osem kai stuff all the osem na all round lo one me blow this la social fabric law family unity and 1 plus something to me looking stuff strong now before me brought up lo 70s na this la all get a time time all stuff inside lo me plus me stuff inside lo Christian family brought up so papa mama all cookie cake all before me pla go and all talking me pla lo walk one is something me pla must make him and then all also pray na talk also you got big man and stuff you me must walk him all get something and I need lo kena protection blongen na dislakain. So yumi mas mipla apolim sila Christian principle na mipla pret lo life lo mipla tu. Osem time mipla I liklik na kamanta posem. But now emol pikini blo mipla displa social wanemia all papa mama inoga tosem inos step inside lo house is a family. Papa round lo like, mama round lo like, pikini round lo like. Anytime only no sit down good na talk na this like kind. So inside the training blow me too. Me try lo encourage him all family. No masikat family time na walking family devotion but looking was them sample all online all stuff na all lot too strong na all stuff inside lo also lot too all alright like. Na sample now I'm thinking blow Paul I'm all around na only thing was them life and you know, wanemiana only just live awesome.
One of something and big plus something blow supposedly around. One I'm thinking of this.
And awesome big plus something. I'm more like money. Money stuff lo one up. I'm only must go. Na lo rot lo finding money too. All awesome meeting awesome education system lo me plan no. Teaching online ya lo how lo look out in life lo lo kind something awesome. So all silip ta soul emi talk ya family and this la one me unity na school talk ba come up lo how say you know come up. So you know got good like education where all young club lo me plan today all kisim all thing awesome all by round all by kisim money na something lo skill lo nara plan. Na everyone lo problem lo all young club today looking emi awesome. So kai or one is something too. All in your plan no life plan.
All in the working garden or planning or something.
I'm no got them all in working one plan only go planning. I'm all thing was the all planning now. But only no planning na planning to go employ this plan week, employ this plan moon, time was a dry season by me kai or you got ground me plan must planning kai was same by me plan got continuous supply or this plus skills too emi. Sabe too emi go out. So inside the program lo me or one me working and was the me got organization lo me start lo Moroma. Me got 27 members staff. So me training all now all TOTs too. So time me got training me apply now all health or agriculture giving me training lo working me kisim all role model or group lo me go na also teach you all narapla story na kind of same. Long all now all by looks away lo change all go through now how long manage him time long all ground long all manage him life long all you got clean plan environment lo live food security na look out him environment all this all kind plenty issues now awesome me you know lo me go in awesome deep what in about just at the level where all can understand na help him yet.
Mrs. Kauna. Me amamas true lo this story you make him lo work lo you na long this la work him wasem you me talk wasem la development officer here na you help him plan the line manmeri inside lo upside lo chimbo na highlands here na me ask him big pala long and can bless him you na strong him you na you can make him this la work plan the year na plan the wasem disciple lo you ya only can around na kisim sawa lo you na spreading this pla can good pla talk. Thank you straight for this pla interview.
Okay, thank you.
Jesus na imbo